Hello, if you are here, you want a higher level love with your specific person. You are trying to manifest something deep and intimate and beautiful with them. You are trying to deepen your relationship and make it something that you have never had before and that they have never had before, but something that you can feel deep inside, something that you don't even know exactly what that looks like. You don't even know exactly what that is, but you're reaching for it. And that is the longing that you feel. That's what you feel like. I want you and I want something with you, and there's something special about you, and I want to see this through. You're reaching for something more. This is higher level love than what is typical. Um, I think that a lot of people seeking a specific person relationship or a relationship with a specific person that they have identified, I think that this is an entry level into your awakening into a higher love experience. That is about, it's not about having, it's not about getting, it's about deepening into a more intimate, a more one, a meeting of minds, a meeting of hearts, a being on the same page experience. Something that is atypical, something that is more meaningful and fulfilling and satisfying. Comment below if you feel this and if you know what I'm talking about. So this video is about, you know, whether you want a specific person or whether you're really after a sacred partnership, or do you want a sacred partnership with your specific person? And maybe you don't even know what that is, but you're here for a reason. I think that the word sacred partnerships and similar words like that I don't even care to talk about, I think that this is something that we see a lot in the spiritual community, which I'm not totally gung ho for that, because I feel like there are a lot of stories attached to these labels that don't have to be a part of your experience. And I believe in you creating your very own experience. And I believe that it can be easy. I believe that it does not have to be hard. And on this channel, from this day forward, I'm going to teach you how to create deeper, more intimate, more fulfilling, more satisfying, sacred partnerships with your person in a way that is the easiest way. I am going to show you how to deepen into love instead of running away from it. I'm going to show you how to create more love instead of shying away from it. I'm going to show you how to facilitate that and draw that from them and manifest it in your life instead of being the chaser and having like a runner chaser dynamic and getting caught up in circumstances that keep us from doing this. Well, comment below if you know what I'm talking about with the runner chaser and the circumstances and all of that. And comment below and tell me if you are ready to be done with those distracting dynamics that are keeping you from having what you want. But I have had a few. This has been a theme of my life, sacred partnerships, which, what is a sacred partnership? I'm just going to give you my definition, and this is going to help you understand if this is really something that you want. My definition of sacred partnership, first of all, you don't choose it, it chooses you. Now, it does begin with an energy that you are manifesting from within yourself, but when you do start developing this true desire to have a deeper relationship, it's going to find you. That is what I mean. So sacred partnerships, they happen to you and they end up being about growth. And if you don't grow in them, they're not going to happen. And so I'm going to teach you how to grow inside your relationship with your person that you know right now and how to practice with them. Sacred partnerships, the way that they work is you deepen together. You deepen and you're deepening into this relationship for that higher purpose, which is like it doesn't have to be it's whatever it is for you. It's for whatever it is. Like you're going to have this commonality with them and everybody has a purpose or everybody can tap into like a greater purpose and it has to do a lot with what keeps you together. To partnership, right? So you're working towards building something together. So toxic and a gimmick. Well, if you've never experienced it, then I can totally see what you're saying from that perspective. However, people who experience higher levels of love, they know what I'm talking about. Yes, and there is no turning away. So, yeah, the running and the chasing. Yeah, well, I didn't know in my past what I know now about it. And now that I'm learning all that I'm learning about, I have two sacred partnerships now. Yes. And don't make assumptions about what they are because there's no way that you can possibly know. You can only know what it is that I'm going to tell you about my experience. But what is significant about me having sacred partnerships that are working now is that they're working because I've learned how to deepen into them after years of running away from these kinds of connections that follow me because this is a theme of my life and it's part of my purpose. Okay. So I've learned how to deepen into my sacred partnerships in a way like never before. And that is what I'm going to share with you because I sure the hell wish that anybody could have told me what I know now, what I discovered. And I will be honest with you, why did I suddenly learn how to do this? Because I started becoming more enlightened and I started seeking truth and enlightenment. Are they both romantic relationships? Yes, but that doesn't mean you still don't know what it means because it doesn't mean sex. It doesn't mean making out. It doesn't romantic is an energy, right? So I'm not here to tell you the specifics of my particular situations. That's the thing about sacred partnerships. They are more than words, they are more than circumstances. And this is what allows the deepening into unconditional love that creates the partnership that you want. They're totally beyond circumstances. And so it's kind of not explainable in that way. But it makes a lot of sense going from manifesting from a lower level of awareness where it's kind of about getting the cookie to jumping to this like higher sacred partnership thing where you drop the cookie because in order to do this, like the cookie doesn't exist. And like you have to get out of the cookie syndrome, want a cookie syndrome, in order to engage here in this and function inside this sacred partner relationship. It really becomes about intention completely and not about the cookie. And the way that you deepen inside these relationships is so beautiful, and I think that it's a lot of the people who are inside, unrequited love SP relationships. I think that what you're really seeking is the deepening that I'm talking about here with the sacred partnership. Now, is your specific person a sacred partner? When you do the things that I am telling you to do, when you actually, if you're actually able to do the things that I'm telling you to do, you will see what happens. Okay. And then like these things will show themselves to you. You don't have to try to find out anything. And that's part of dropping the cookie. It becomes so much about a deep level of trust, which comes from a true place of self-love. And are you ready for this journey? Because let me tell you something, it is not easy until you do it. When you do it, then it becomes easy. But it's not easy until you do it. And some people play at this edge where they just keep not making the full decision and it keeps not being easy for quite a long while. Here's how it works. You have to learn, this is manifesting, guys. You feel this desire for this love. Tap into that love. I'm going to make numbers here. Number 1, tap into the love when they're not there, when you're not talking to them, when you're not engaging with them, when you're not trying to get them in your mind or figure out how to get them, tap into the love itself. Recognize that the love is not about them, because it's not. It's about your ability to tap into love, period. If you make it about them, it's going to be conditional. They're going to, and then your love is going to be conditional, and it's going to wax and wane. It's not going to be something that you can grow momentum on truly beyond condition. Okay. So tap into that love that they inspire you to. They are your inspiration for love, but tap into love for the sake of being aware of that love and gaining momentum on that love. And I will be honest with you, I'm gonna be teaching on this. There's so much to teach on this, guys. There's so much to teach on this. But one of the most intimate things that we do is sexual things. Sexual things that we do are very, very intimate. They require that trust. This is the point of that. And so sometimes thinking about having intimate experiences can actually help you tap into the love that is actually supposed to accompany that, the intimacy that's supposed to accompany that, the deepening that's supposed to accompany that. And this is for the purpose of experiencing, being able to fathom this level of intimacy and trust and deepening and desire, and allowing yourself to have those internal experiences is just for the purpose of being able to reach it. So that, and then I'm going to give you a number 2 right here, because like I said earlier, I came to this ability now because I started on the path of enlightenment, which, how did that begin for me? It began by me seeking authenticity first, and then that became just really, really, really prioritizing truth a lot. And then that really became like a path of enlightenment, and like all of these understandings developed over a period of months. This has been like the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or something. If I had not been spending more and more time in an enlightened place, I would not have been able to form these sacred partnerships that I have. The only reason that I have been able to form the sacred partnerships that I have is because I've been in a place and spending more time in an enlightened place, which, what does enlightenment mean? It means that you see things for what they are. And that is very important. And when you're willing to put down the cookie and put down your feelings and put down your fears and do what's important and focus on what's important, the truth is important. Seeing things for what they are is important. When you're willing to do that, then you will be able to do what it takes to deepen inside your sacred partnerships. You will be able to allow it to develop, even though it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Ooh, that's very exciting. And something that I'll just tell you, something personal that I realized about sacred partnerships is that you get afraid, just like anything else. You get afraid, but there is value in that. There is value in being afraid and making the choice to trust anyway, because that allows the greatest level of deepening that you could give permission for. Do you understand that? That there is no trust without challenge first. If you inherently trusted and it wasn't a challenge, are you really trusting, or are you just like, you know what I mean? So in order to like really make a demonstration of trust, you have to be given the opportunity to make a demonstration of trust. You have to be given the opportunity to make a choice to trust. And the greater obstacle that you have to overcome in order to trust, the greater demonstration that is, the greater the reward is. And this is what it looks like when you deepen into your sacred partnerships. And the rewards are great, and they are beyond words, and they are beyond conditions. There is something that you just know that this is meaningful, and this is real, and this is true, and I'm going to follow this. And it's not about having a cookie or a marriage or a person inside your vicinity or a person on your arm, or it's not even about having a person on your bed. I enjoy and love my sacred partnerships, just the fact of being able to tap into them a whole lot, even when like I'm not talking to them and they're not even there. I love those moments where I can do that. And actually, This is going to be number 3. Well, I think enlightenment is number 3. Honestly, seek enlightenment. That's what I opened my other channel. It's called Manifest Infinitely with Jasmine. Why do they always text me when I'm live? My other channel is called Manifest Infinitely with Jasmine, and I'm really focusing on enlightenment teachings on that channel, especially from now forward. So I do recommend hopping over there. Subscribe. By the way, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell button, click all, so that you know every time that I'm going live, because I'm going to be going live on this channel quite more often, and on the other channel Monday through Friday. Okay. Enlightenment was number 3. So number 4 is going to be this, that, yeah, you have to look with your feelings and not with your eyes. And that doesn't mean throw logic out the window. Here's how you deal with logic. This is part of the deepening process. If you want to have a sacred partnership with someone, are you willing to have vulnerable, honest, real conversations with that person where you speak about your most intimate feelings on like the most truthful level that you're able to articulate? First of all, this is like a several part process. The first part of this is you have to feel something and be willing to look truthfully within yourself to unravel exactly what that thing is. And then when you unravel exactly what that thing is, and usually it's a bad feeling, not a good feeling. So you want to be able to look at exactly what these bad feelings are, unravel them, and then you want to be able to talk very, very openly about what that is. And you will see if the other person is going to deepen with you. However, you have to be willing to do it regardless of what they are going to do. So I didn't decide that this is a sacred partnership. I saw the sacred partnership unfold because I allowed myself to deepen into it. I allowed myself to, even when it didn't look like this was a thing going to happen, whatever, I allowed myself to follow the feeling and follow the flow, not look with my eyes. And that is a really big thing when it comes to sacred partnerships, because what I've noticed, what I've experienced, what is manifestationally true in sound is that what unfolds is not connected to circumstances. It is connected to your true desires and your true intentions. So if your intention and your desire is, I just want somebody in my life and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to have somebody in my life and to fill this hole in this gap, you're going to get exactly that. You're going to get anybody just to come in and fill a hole in your life. However, I reached a point where I was really, really happy being where I was, not in a relationship. And I was really, really, really knowing that I'm going to manifest exactly what I want. And I didn't need to get it. I just knew that I was going to get it. And the time was completely irrelevant. And I just loved every moment on the way to it. And I even had a time where I was like, and I mean, there's different things that you feel. So as it became closer to me being time to like actually manifest the thing, like that physical thing coming in, that's when I was like, it got a little bit more point and click. It got a little bit more like specific for me, where I was like, I know exactly what this is going to be. And I feel it very true and real. And it came very quickly. So there comes a point where you're manifesting and then you're just become ready for like this convergence. But if you do that from a wrong motivation, meaning like you do this from want a cookie syndrome, you do this from a sense of urgency, you will not pick the right person. So I picked the right person because I didn't pick the person. I just harnessed an energy and I followed an energy and I didn't look with my eyes. I followed an energy. I became aware of an energy. I trusted the energy that was unfolding. And in a sacred partnership, when you become one with your truth and you function on the level of truth and you function on a higher level of awareness at one with your truth and you share that truth with them vulnerably, not because you're manipulating anything. No, no, no. There is no manipulation in sacred partnerships. And this is how you fuck it up when you're dealing with a specific person that you want to be your sacred partner. When you start trying to manipulate them, you start functioning from want a cookie syndrome. Want you to do this, want you to do that, want you to look this way, want this thing to look this way, want you to claim me, want you to whatever. I want these things. This is about me wanting certain things to be a certain way. No, it's never about that with a sacred partnership. So if you treat your SP not like a sacred partner because you're not ready to behave in that way, because you're not in touch with your truth enough, they won't become a sacred partner because you're not ready. Do you see what I mean? So your specific person could be someone that you can have a sacred partnership with, but you just don't know it because you're not on that level of functioning yet. And when you get on that level of functioning, you will know it because it will unfold, because you'll deal with them in that way to bring that about, and they will respond to you and deepen with you. And nothing is better than that. But there's no pushing at all, like none. You get to this place where you're so in touch with truth, like you wouldn't want to push anyone, and you do not manipulate in any fashion or form. And I can spot any manipulation or untruth on their end. It's not always for me to call out. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It's a very intuitive process. Look with your feelings, not with your eyes. So anyways, yes, teachings of enlightenment really, 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 really help with this. So in my coaching group, what I'm doing is I'm teaching all of this new stuff, but it's like a big teaching and I have like many courses on it. So somebody messaged me and they were like, can you have like a pre manifesting like mindfulness class? And that is what I put into my free master classes in the course. In the Manifesting University, that's my coaching group. In the Manifesting University, I have a free masterclass every month where I teach you guys how to be mindful, how to raise your level of awareness, how to get rid of monkey brain, how to get a hold of your mental stuff, your emotions, your mental stuff. Because this is where enlightenment becomes possible. Once you reach the point where you're not run by monkey mind, you're not run by want a cookie syndrome, there's no more shiny object syndrome, you're not run by impure motivations, you're more aware and you're more in touch with truth. And then you can function on that level with that person and manifest what you actually want, not just what you think that you want from a lower level of awareness. So if you haven't already, start taking some of my free master classes in the Manifesting University, where you can learn to get a hold of your mind so that you can function on this level that I'm talking about, because most people do not function on this level. And it's very, 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 very painful when you are functioning on a level where on some part of you wants love, but you run from it and they run from it and it just doesn't happen. And it feels very like a lot of injustice. But anyway, that's just the first step. I have broken a lot of this down across many. I'm going to keep teaching it, guys. So that's where I have a lot of the beef and potatoes of the how-tos and the practices and more teachings. Obviously, they're longer programs. But this is a journey, a deepening into a sacred partnership, a learning how to manifest that. That is most definitely a journey. And this is not a lower level of awareness thing. This is something that you're going to have to want from a higher level of awareness. You're going to have to be willing to be someone who can see things for what they are and get over want a cookie syndrome if you want to deepen into a sacred partnership with someone. So that's good to know. If you're still watching this, that means that you liked it. So make sure that you click the like button, subscribe, hit the bell button, and click all so that, every time that I'm coming out with a new video. Somebody said, what if you're vulnerable and expressing your innermost feelings and their response is to get triggered? Does that mean that they are reflecting your self-concept or that they are incapable of deepening? They are a reflection of you. It is your response that you have to acknowledge, not theirs. And that's part of the coming into enlightenment and being able to deepen and knowing what is right for you and what is true for you and what is not. I love you guys. I will see you later.